Hi there, my name is Dari. Welcome to our hip stability standing. In a different video, I showed you these exercises kneeling, which was really great if you're recovering from a surgery or an injury to any kind of muscle group or problem in your hips. I'm going to show you standing. If you feel like you've progressed to the point where you're stable enough to do this way, then here's your demo. I have these sticky pads so I don't slip. I'm going to put one on my platform and one on my carriage. And I'm going to start with this on a red spring. So one heavy spring is what that would be. And to begin, you're going to step onto your platform first, and we're going to do some standing side splits. Now, when you're standing, one red spring feels a lot heavier than when you're kneeling. So be careful with that. If you have a machine that has more light springs like mine, I will sometimes start on a blue and a white instead of a red. So keep that in mind. Stand up nice and tall, and we're just going to start with pressing out and back, and you can feel this right away in your glute medius, right here in your side pockets, much more than when you are kneeling. So I'm just going to do 8 to show you. This is 6, 2 more. My knees are slightly bent. And last one, I'm keeping my weight right between my feet. I'm going to step onto my platform because it's steady. Oopsie. Standing here, there we go. 1 foot forward and 1 foot I'm going to put right at the front of my carriage. I'm going to bend my knees. My toes are kind of curled over the back of my carriage. And now I'm going to press back with that back leg, staying on my front leg as my supporting leg. Ooh, and just pushing back. So my front leg is doing a lot of work to stabilize me. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Then the second leg would go. Switch. Ready? And push. 1. Bend your knees. Keep your pelvis underneath you. It's easy to let that tailbone go flying back. So don't let that happen. Use your core. Zip yourself up in front. Your knee should be right over your toe. Whoops. Last one. And now I'm going to turn and face the second side for my side splits. So, standing square, I go for 8, 7, 6. Now there's lots of ways to do side splits. We're just staying pretty basic. 4, 3, 2, last 1. Just a side note, go ahead and step down. We're going to face forward again. If you feel any tweaking or pinching in your knee joint when you're doing those side splits, you need to come down in your tension, or you need to change the way that you're holding yourself somehow. So never ever do a Pilates exercise in a way that tweaks at your joints. If you feel that pinching or pulling, so either you need to lift or lower, change your range of motion, change your tension so that you can stay safe. That's the opposite of what we're trying to do. So again, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Oops, we're going to start with the second foot this time. And we push back with that back leg. Lots of stability going on right through here. Ooh, ah. There we go. Out and back. Hold your tummy. You shouldn't feel this in your low back at all because you're using your core. 2 more. Last one. And now we switch. Find yourself really grounded and centered and push. 7, 6, Zip up your core. Each time that carriage tries to push you off balance, you just grow a little taller to last one. Good. Go ahead and step off, and we're going to change from our heavy spring down to just our lightest spring. So for me, that's my white spring. I'm going to go ahead and step up onto my platform first. When you have just your light spring on, this carriage can move really, really easily. So be really careful and make sure that you're stepping up onto your platform, not onto your carriage first. Standing narrow right underneath your hips, we press out and back, soft knees, pull. So you feel your inner thighs, those adductors, coming back. So this may be your range of motion. If you've had a groin pull or something like that, if you've had a surgery and your range of motion is limited, be careful, because the farther you go out, the farther you have to come back. You want to do this in a really calculated, careful manner. My weight is always right between my feet. Last one. Now we're going to turn forward and face our platform direction. Be really careful. I like doing these standing exercises on my lower reformers, not the taller reformers, especially if you're recovering from something and you don't feel too steady, because you're closer to the floor and it's just a little safer. Reach one toe back. Now, reach your leg long behind you. Keep it there. Keep it long. And now just lift and lower with your front leg. So all this moving and stabilizing just little in this front leg. Core is tight and holding you upright. Feel that connection between your hip bones and your bottom rib. This is really concrete. One more. And switch sides. So come all the way in. It's a good idea, if you've never been standing on your reformer before, to have someone in the room with you so you have some balance. I do that with my clients a lot until they're confident that they can stand. Up and down. 4. My back leg is long and straight, and I'm just going up and down like a merry-go-round horse. 2 more. Last one. And come forward. When it's really light like this, I like to step down to get resettled. And then step onto your platform first. Second foot, out and back. Just little movements. 8, 7, 6, 5. Just 3 more. 2 and 1. You got it. Now you know what's coming. We have to face the platform a second time for pushing back. So we're going to do our left leg back first this time. Right leg's forward. Stretch your leg back, and we lower and lift. Lower and left. Spread your toes wide and really anchor into that front big toe, into the ball of the big toe and your second toe. Like that's where you want to be. Last one. Change sides. We're almost there. This is your last one. And here we go. Stretch the leg straight to the back, right behind you. It's right in line with those eyes in the back of your head. Good. Hip stays anchored up to your rib cage. And we have 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay, take a step down, nice and easy. And that's it, super simple. All that hip stability standing. The one thing that we did not focus on is any rotation, internal and external rotation. We can do that in another video, another time. But for today, that's the more advanced hip stability if you're recovering from an injury or a surgery. I hope that helps you, and thank you for joining me today.